Well, welcome back to Paul's Railroad, everybody. Right before Christmas, I released a video, my Menards O-scale haul. It's been a little over a month now, and I've had time to mess around with the stuff, not only during Christmas, but shortly after Christmas. Again, I'm not an O-scale modeler. I model in N-scale and HO-scale mostly. But, I wanted to add rolling stock to my Christmas layout. And I thought, hey, Menards, why not? It is half, if not quarter the price of an Atlas or Lionel or MTH piece of rolling stock. So I've lived with it for about a month now. Let me give my opinion on it, what I think is good, what I think is bad. So is it going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Let's get to the review. Okay, well, let's get started by taking another closer look at these pieces of rolling stock from Menards. Now understand, as we're looking at these, if you're a rivet counter, these are not going to be for you. However, for $24.99 for a 2-pack of flat cars, for $24.99 for a hopper car, box car, $24.99 for a flat car with a vehicle on it, and $34.99 or $34.95, I can't remember exactly, for 2 pieces of ore car rolling stock. You can't beat the price, really. I mean, it's half, if not, like I said, a third of the price of Lionel or Atlas or old MTH stuff. So, one thing that I do not like about the rolling stock from Menards, every one of them has a built by Menards on them, not only on one side, but on both sides. I'm not keen on that because it takes away from the realism of it. But, it's a small price to pay for the price. Those can be easily removed. But as you can see, the flat cars, you have a decent level of detail, as I showed in my previous video. I do like them. Now, the ore cars, of course, the ore on top is chintzy looking, but I think most of them that, you get, even the higher end ones, are going to look kind of chintzy looking, but again, something that you can remedy yourself. All right, well, let's talk about the negatives of this rolling stock from Menards. Now, what I'm about to tell you is just my opinion, and take it with a grain of salt because all I own, other than these Menards pieces of rolling stock, are from Lionel. The issue that I have with these, the big issue, are the couplers. And it's not with every piece, mind you, but these ore cars in particular. Let me show you what I mean. They look coupled. They are coupled. You get a little bit of weight behind them though. Look at that. And it just, what do you do, right? I mean, they're locking, but they just won't stay. And it might just be that, and this is plastic, it's not metal, so I can't actually bend this up to get it to really hold tight. I would almost have to glue this shut or wire it or change it out, but I don't want to mess with that. I want something that works right out of the box. So, biggest complaint is that right there. Second issue I had is actually with this piece of rolling stock in particular. If you watched my previous video, I'll link it at the end of this video when I did the unboxing and showed you what I got. The frame was popped out of the body of this car. Not a big deal. I popped it back in, as you can see. But whenever I was trying to get these things to latch together on my layout, I was hitting them so hard that the brake wheel flew off. Again, not a big deal. I can super glue it back on. I intend to do that. I just wanted to show you guys first. But thankfully, I found it before one of my wife's cats found it. Now, mind you, as I'm telling you this, I mean, it's not every piece of this rolling stock. I mean, these ones are holding good. These ones up here, I cannot pull apart. This happens to be these two here. Again, like I said, though, with my Lionel rolling stock, I don't ever have that issue, ever. So, that's my biggest pet peeve, the couplers. I don't trust them. And it's kind of sucky when you're running a long train and it comes uncoupled and you can't really reach it because it's on the back of your layout or behind your Christmas tree in my case. All right, so why would I buy these? Well, again, the price. $24.99 to have a lot more rolling stock for my Christmas layout was well worth it to me. I was not about to spend $50, $60, $70 a piece just for something I get out once a year. Another thing that I think be a really good reason to buy this rolling stock is if you're just getting into model railroading, or if you're just getting into weathering and you want something to practice on, and you don't want to practice on your $65 Lionel or Atlas hopper car. $24.99 to pick this up. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, I'll just go to a train show and I'll get a used one. No, don't. I'm going to tell you right now, for $24.99 a train show, you're not getting something brand new. You're getting something that's well loved. If you want to find something cheaper than that, it's usually beat to heck, and there might be missing pieces. So, I mean, for $24.99, you get a brand new piece of rolling stock to play with. That's a really great idea for buying this stuff. If you want to create a really long train, and you don't worry about a couple couplers messing up on you, again, that's a great idea. So, my opinion: do I like Menards rolling stock? Yes, I do. I'll tell you right now, I do like it. Am I disappointed with a few pieces of it? Sure, I am. But you will get that with anything in life. Some things are great, some things are bad. You know, whoever made this one, they just got a bad part for that day. Whoever put this piece of rolling stock together with the frame popped out and the brake wheel not being glued on, they were having a bad day at work that day. You know, it happens to all of us. But in the end, I think it is well worth it if you're not worried about super high detail. If you want to create a big roster of rolling stock and you want to do it on the less expensive end, go to Menards, pick some of it up. All right, folks. Don't forget to check out the links to my other videos at the end of this video if you'd like to see this rolling stock and some other rolling stock in action on my Christmas layout. My Christmas layout is nothing spectacular. It's just some track going around a tree. I made some boxes in the tunnels, etc. But it's pretty cool. The kids enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave a comment. Let me know what I could do better, what I did wrong, what more you'd like to see. I'm always loving to hear some constructive criticism. That's how I learn. So until next time, guys, thanks again for watching Paul's Railroad, and take care.